podcast so that we can at least post what we got going on for this week, May 2nd, 2019. Like I said, since we're waiting on Deb and them, hopefully she'll show up. If not, the other guy and his wife said that they could probably be on about at the halfway mark. They were trying to push it back to 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm like, look, I said, we normally off by 7 o'clock. So if you ain't on there by then, you know, it's going to be tough. But with that being said, since everybody's on delay, once again, maybe we can, like I said, get Jetty's boy to chime in. Did you send him something?
No, sir. If you'd like for me to, I don't have his email address. If I did, I'd send it to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I saw you sent something out. I thought it.
Yeah.
That it might have had him on there.
No, because I don't have his email address. Otherwise, I'd send it. But he put me on block, so I put him on block too. So we cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do have some good news for myself,
Well,
and that is that as of tomorrow, our field will be getting plowed. Thank God. All praises be to Yah. Yeah. So I'm on it there. My plants are about so yay high, ready to go in. So, hey, it's on.
That's where I am. I don't know if you guys have noticed.
Well, it's early for you, bro. You still probably pretty cold back there by comparison. But man, it's 100 degrees out here. Yeah, I see you, brother.
You see what I'm recording?
I see you.
You know what that means?
You got tractor, brother. Tractor.
I got one.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so I'm too legit.
How big? How big? Big enough, huh?
Big enough for what I'm doing.
You got some sun protection?
It's called a hat right here.
All right. You got more than that guy. I got a wheelbarrow and a shovel. Yeah. So thank you. You're doing great. God bless you. I'm happy for you, brother.
I got my little farmer's tan going. It's starting to start.
I heard that.
I'm too legit right now. So
you can't quit.
Yeah. So, but a couple things that's going on. We really need to. I want you guys to strongly consider what it is that you guys might be able to bring to market. And what I mean by that, I don't care if it's CBD or whatever else. The cannabis is not 100% right now, so I can't do that one. But the CBD, the hemp, and all that other, that can be done. What it is, there was an opportunity presented to us just Monday, and the thing is that we have an opportunity to be able to bring together different farmers and whatever it is that they're doing, and offer them opportunities anywhere from 25 to 50 grand a year to bring some stuff up. And that's 25 to 50 grand each. So my thing is that if it goes through, I won't know. Everything's got to be turned in by June. And so we'll go from there. But the thing is, I want everybody to start thinking. So that means even if your product that you're growing right now cannot be shipped out. Like I said, go to the value added with the CBD oils, with the creams, whatever it is that you got. I got a chemist up in Indianapolis. You guys give him whatever it is that you got. He can create out of it whatever it is that we need out of it. So he can do the oils, he can do the lotions, he can do the creams, he can do it all with that. So, and I'm saying this right now because I want the others who are in our group and in other groups to know that with this, we can put together everything that we need to have, from the drivers to the stores and everything else. So that's what this is hopefully going to encompass. So I'm just want you guys to see the opportunity that's out there. As one who's into doing this type of farming and everything else, one of the main things that I know is that it's always better to go out there knowing what you already got sold than it is to go up there and trying to pedal on the side. So I already got my stuff 100% legit sold out. then, you know, I can wheel and deal from there. So that's what we're trying to knock out, trying to get everybody anywhere from $1,000 to maybe $2,000 a month, maybe more, $3,000 a month, and guaranteed sales. And I know on some things that's not much, but you know, if you got guaranteed anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a week, almost, that's pretty good, and that should be just about every week. So that's just something that we're trying to put into play to help to get our growers, our farmers. So anybody that you know that's growing, especially with the produce and everything else, let us know. If you got folks that want to take stuff and create stuff, if they create oils, if they create spices, whatever it is that they do, that they can create as far as value added, we can add that in. So that's what we're trying to do. We're gonna have to push on this one in order to really get it to going. So we need the information. I was hoping my wife would come in here so I could get the final date, but we'll put it as June 1st, and then we can go from there. But I know it's sometime in June that we got to have it turned in. And with that being said, I think it's going to be an excellent opportunity. So what do you guys think about that? We'll start with you, Quinn.
I probably need to get with your chemist, you know, to ask him some questions and, you know, go from there. But, you know, it's just something that I have to do, you know, and I'm good with, you know, giving the date, you know, so June 1st is, I can definitely be solid on, you know, where I stand or as far as getting that done, you know, as far as the CBD for me, you know, because, you know, me under the impression as of right now that the CBD products is usually made from my the byproduct of, you know, what I do,
right? Which
I throw away. You know what I mean? I throw a lot of it away. As a matter of fact, everybody, like my circle of friends, all throw it away. You know, so I mean, and people tell me, you know, it's money. I mean, but after saving so many garbage bags of it, I'm like, well, shit, what I'm supposed to do with it? You know, nobody come pick it up. Right. I don't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? Like, what do I do with it besides throw it away?
That might be something that we might be able to put in to put in a processor unit to be able to collect this stuff and be able to process it also. So that could be something that we could work at. Go ahead.
And then you know, me to look into growing hemp, you know, because I was I mean, you know, for what it's worth, because I was just thinking as you were talking, you know, I'm getting ready to buy another house to grow in, and I was thinking, like, well, you know, I could possibly, you know, have a section to where I grow hemp, you know, if I knew how to grow it, whatever. So I had to do my research on that.
Bro, you know how to grow it. You know how to grow it. You know how to grow it, man. That's all.
You grow the real stuff in your basement.
I mean, you know, I talked to the sister Tamika. You know, it's just I'm a person, man. I got to see it in order, you know, I had to connect those dots. Like you helped me that one time, John. You know, connecting them dots. He said, "Man, you already growing stuff. What you talking about?" But so I'm sure that I can. I feel as though I can grow anything. You know, I just have to do it. Know what I'm doing. You know what I'm growing. How to do it, so to speak. Well, but I'm gonna get on top of it. Would y'all help? Somebody can help me, please.
Hey, I'm on top of it.
I mean, you know, I'm young. I'm young. I'm fiery, man. And I was talking to my uncle today because my uncle, he working. Every time I see him, you know, he tired. I ain't slept none. I be like, man, why y'all having all the fun? I always got so much energy. I'm doing everything, running around, messing up money and all type of stuff.
You hang with us older brothers since you say you're so young, and you see how much energy you have up to a month. We'll see about that.
I wish. I asked my uncle all the time. You need some
Man, I had all
motivation?
your energy 5 years ago. Look at me now.
Man. I'm ready to go now. I'm ready to go run around outside now.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. How'd your event go?
You know what? I didn't even have it. What I ended up doing was I ended up going to a real estate seminar. I didn't have the event. You know, what I didn't want to do, you know, this year, I'm by myself. You know, okay. my team kind of disintegrated, so to speak.
It happened.
Yep. And so I'm by myself. And last year I spent a whole lot of money. Well, I spent a lot of money, but some of the things were like one-time buys, you know, so I still have a lot of those materials or whatever, you know, stuff that I bought last year. So this year I just didn't want to spend a lot of money and not have and take a loss. So as opposed to just doing it on 420, what I had decided to do was to push it back and just have just an event, as opposed to it being specifically for 420. You know, I work a lot and I'm not good at like the social media, you know, advertising. Everybody always on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm just not, you know, so good at being on social media 20 times a day, 3, 4, 5 hours a day. It's hard for me. So I tried to hire some help. The help that I hired, I was doing all of the work, and he wanted me to pay him $1,000, and I had to.
Hold up, bro. You talking my story, man? What you talking about? Okay, I know you're feeling. I know what you're saying.
I got the scratch in my head. I said, man, wait a minute. You know, the venue that I wanted to have it at, he originally told me that you ain't gonna be able to have it there because it's an art gallery and ain't nobody gonna be smoking weed in no art gallery. And you know, so I ended up meeting the guy through a mutual friend, and you know, just a lot of stuff. I said, man, that was supposed to be your job, you know, to get the venue. And the guy ended up, he said, yeah, y'all can smoke all y'all want down here and stuff. So, you know, just a couple different things that I ended up doing by myself, and then it became a little bit overwhelming. So as opposed to me just taking a big loss, I just backed out of it and, you know, sort of postponed it. Well, which is a good thing, though.
Yeah. Next time you go to throw a set, let me know. I mean, it's been a while since I put anything on, but I might be able to help you out with some ideas and stuff, and
okay,
cut some corners and stuff.
Well, what I was thinking about doing this year is a pool party. I like to throw a pool party. You know, just name it like the all green party. You know how they have like the white parties and the black party. I like to coin it, you know, all green party and have pool party.
That'll work.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, matter of fact, when we'll talk about it. Because what I'm thinking is that you could rent out one of those homes that's up there.
Right.
And throw it there. You know, it should be a pretty decent set. Get you a little DJ.
Yep.
Have him set up, throw you some lights and stuff, get you some wine and women and.
Yeah, but this Detroit now, we're talking the city, right? So hey,
yes, sir.
You know, house parties ain't like they used to be anywhere, man. You got all kinds of crazy people coming in there. I prefer a public venue. That way, hey, call Mr. Charlie and whoever to come in and deal with the rest. I ain't got time. Well, I ain't got time, bro, because brother's gonna be dead, man, for nothing.
Oh, you know, we had to. That's one of the things that's included with a party, security. You got to have security.
Okay.
Armed security at that. That's standard nowadays.
I'll be quiet. Okay.
I was gonna say, you make the price right, then most of the time you keep most riffraff out.
There you go, and that's another thing. Absolutely. Yep. You make that price right. It'll separate the riffraff weed right on out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time it will.
Well, that's good. Well, I was wondering how it went. I was wanting to hear from James and find out how the stuff went for him, but I haven't heard. Have you heard from him, Jetty?
No, sir, I haven't.
Yeah, James was down in Texas, isn't he?
Yeah.
you know, I was thinking about, because I was somebody had suggested, you know, that I had went out of town, you know, for 420. So I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about him, you know, about his event. I think he had a whole weekend event going on down there.
Yeah. I wanted to go, but I ended up, I had other things that I had to do that weekend, so that threw me off on that tip.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gotta say that, bro. We know you're not omnipresent. You know what I mean? You go a lot of places, but you can't be everywhere at one time. But when you do get that party stuff going, Quinn, let brother know, and I'll help too. You know, I mean, I'm here. I'll help.
Thank you.
Word out.
Uh-oh.
I definitely will. Thank you so much.
See, he gonna come out and he gonna have them different colors in his hair. And next thing you gonna know, he gonna be coming off with the P-Funk.
Talking about me? No, man. I'm George Clinton, yeah, but I won't be coming like that. I won't be coming like that. I ain't that wild.
He got a tour. He about to go on a final tour or something. I heard.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to invite him to your set. And that way.
Yeah, he's back in Ohio somewhere. He's back there.
Yeah, it was in Detroit. The tour, he was stop. That's where I was reading at it. He was gonna stop in Detroit. So I need to check him out. Holla at him.
Yeah. So come on through. We can have one last house party.
Tear it down.
It's been a while since I seen the mothership land in Washington, in Indianapolis. So, but all right. Jetty, how's things going with you?
Man, that's it. I'm just happy to get this thing plowed up finally, and life is good, man. I can't complain about nothing really. Nothing spectacular, but when you all get this up, what I wanted to ask you about was the proposition you just made about the hemp, because I want to know approximately how much the minimum would be necessary. I know you get about a ton or so per acre, and you can get more depending on how you grow it. But how much? You said from 25 to 50,000. So how much quantity do we need minimum to get in there?
And I see, I'm not that.
I know, but I just wanted to put it out there. That's all.
Yeah, I'm not that well versed on it, so we would have to get with him, find out what he needs, and he probably doesn't need it in the raw form. Like I said, we'll probably have to take that to a processor.
Yeah, sure.
And then through the processor, run it, and he knows some of the processors, so we can figure that out. Okay. And work it from there. But
I was thinking about Quinn too, like you said, man. Those houses, all those empty houses out there, perfect place. That's where you grow, and it's legal. I get those houses and grow them, lease them, or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yep. It's funny. I like to tell a quick story. They're changing the gas lines here in Michigan. All of Michigan having new gas lines put in. So I was like, dang man, the gas company about to come in. They got to come in my basement. They doing all this stuff. I said, man, I don't know if I should let them in. So I consulted with the elders and stuff. They said, man, you gotta let them. They gonna cut it off. They gonna cut your gas off if you don't. I said, all right, I'm take a chance, take a deep breath, let him in. The boss, the foreman, or whomever he was a brother, and he said, well, I brought him around to the side of the house. I said, well, man, I got some stuff going on downstairs. He said, well, what you got, a dog? I said, no, I ain't got no dog. I got some stuff growing down there though. And he said, oh, do you? He said, all right, that ain't no problem. He come down there. He said, man, I know old white women out in the suburbs who got way more of an elaborate setup than you. He said, man, you wouldn't know how many people. He said, we doing all of Michigan. He said, all the white folks in the suburbs is doing what you doing, but to the 10th power. He said, they got huge basements with 10 feet ceilings and stuff, man, growing like crazy. He said, man, listen, he said, bro, if you only knew, how many people were actually doing this. He said old white women are doing this way bigger than what you got going on down here. And, I got a whole basement full. So I just said, wow.
We got to remember, bro, you a brother. You ain't no old white woman. They can get away with a whole lot more than we can.
Right.
Yeah.
We need to get you an old white woman sit up top.
No doubt, but he assured me, said, man, we ain't coming in here, we ain't doing no investigation or.
Yeah, he might not be, but hey, when you go to the grocery store, old Tom, the gas boy, be in there. I don't trust him either, brother. You did the right thing, but you had to let him in, like you said.
Yeah, brother. You know, it's Sister Tamika. Hey, y'all. Sorry I'm late. Nice story. In fact, when I was at this hemp conference in Denver, I actually was really surprised at how much of an industry this is. And so when I see stuff like that, the comment that your brother made about what we would be surprised about, I believe that shit. I mean, there's no way in 2018, 19, you're clearing a farm bill and, you know, you're opening the floodgates. Now, all of a sudden, they've got these industry giants doing their damn thing at big old conventions with all these machinery. They've been on this shit. They've been on this shit. So I don't, you know, I don't bat no eyes. I'll see them in the UCC, and they're not trying to see me there. So I hear you. Way to cover your back, and yeah, we would definitely be surprised. Let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
If Mitch McConnell was advocating, you know, there's some white folks somewhere doing some shit.
Right.
So
we didn't get that. That stuff ain't been around all this time, growing in our backyards.
Right. Absolutely. And have you guys ever seen that documentary Weed 1, 2, and 3?
No.
Y'all need to catch that with Dr. Sanjay Gupta. What's real interesting is, do you know the only certifying facility for cannabis was the campus of the University of Mississippi? Did you guys know that? Okay, so when Weed 1 came out, it wasn't quite legal. They were fighting for legalization. They were battling legalization in Denver. And then we had lost a couple of votes here in California. But they highlighted what was the holdup, right? And one of the holdups was, hey, well, we have to kind of certify this, right? There's a place where you can go and get us to tell you how much THC is in what, and you know, what type of and how much of everything is in your crop, right? But the only facility that was available to test that was at the University of Mississippi through this grant program that they already had with the USDA, okay, and FDA, right? And so when Dr. Sanjay Gupta highlighted that, a lot of people started to dig into these policies and question why weren't they allowing certain things to be tested. And if they're not going to let us use this testing facility, then maybe we should start developing our own. And after they highlighted that, that's when the campus started to get a lot of grief about it. And they were able, from a policy perspective, to figure out what they needed to put in certain bills to get it passed at the state level. Denver was successful. California, again, was not. But if you guys watch that documentary, you're going to see that these mother truckers, and I'm trying to keep it professional, but they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They're controlling the game, and they're holding down the fort for their counterparts to become the industry giants. Then they will let us in, which is typical of how they do of every flipping industry. Every industry. It's no mystery why we don't even have places, actual land to grow on, because they took all of our land from us and squeezed us out through their long-winded processes until we just had to walk away from farms. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they know what they're doing. So don't you worry about what you're doing, and I'm glad that you got your thing going, and I'm hopeful that a lot more brothers and sisters will get into this space.
Most definitely.
Yeah, thank you. I ain't got nothing to say after that. I wanted to, but she said it all.
Yeah, she done said it all. She always comes in with as a powerhouse and then try to go back and be meek and mild.
I know, right? Y'all the only ones I can really, I won't even say vent with, but I know you brothers,
we appreciate it, sister.
Some of us are my elders in here who have been in the trenches for a while, so we understand that this fight for our land and for our rights and for, a level playing field. we understand that. Y'all definitely do. So I feel
Yeah.
a little more free.
I'm gonna say this on top of that. One, there's no way you can play on their field and it be level. So the only time we're gonna have a level playing field is when we create our own, and then we make our own rules, and they'll have to bounce to that. So let me update you on what I had said earlier. I said there's an opportunity that was presented before me to be able to create an entity that might be able to pay anywhere from 25 to 50,000 a year for each farmer. Is what we're trying to do. We're trying to set it up for a 2-3 year project. So I was telling everyone that even if they don't grow produce, whatever they got, if they can bring in some value added thing that comes from produce, which just about everything comes from produce, whatever value added in that they could bring in, that's what we can use. And so trying to set it up to where, like I said, for most operations, if you got enough money to be able to handle the bills, anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month. I know it's not much, but if you got something that you know that's guaranteed in, sometimes it makes it a lot easier to be able to go out there and do those ventures that you're trying to do. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm looking for, whoever's out there, farms, entities, organizations, whatever it is that I got. We got till June 1st. I'm gonna put everything together, but then I'll need names of everybody and perhaps what they're able to do. As I was talking to Quinn, with them doing the hemp and stuff, that's about the only thing right now that we can guarantee be able to push nationally is without hassle. Is CBD and things of that nature, that byproducts of hemp. So we might have to look at incorporating a processor unit or getting someone who processes material and stuff like that, and go from there. As I told them, I have a chemist in Indianapolis that I work with. He's been processing, making his own CBD oils and stuff, and it's the best by far that I know of. So that's where we're at on that. So just want you to be up to date. So I'll come back to you. I was going around the table to ask everybody what they thought about what was said and any information that we might need. So that's where we were with Jetty was getting ready to jump in and tell his part.
Jetty's finished. It's over.
Oh, yeah, it's over already? All right.
I over before it began. I still got to put stuff in the ground, but I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So yeah, the thing is, what I would suggest is for each of us that are on here to begin to link and partner up with other growers and stuff in their area, because that will make it a lot easier, regardless of to how many there are. The thing is if we can go and push, and we know that we're going to have enough product coming from each area, then it makes it easier to put in for the shipping, to get the truckers and stuff like that to create the lines and stuff that we need. So that's where we're at with that. We're trying to set up a distribution system to be able to go out there, and we still want to push locally grown. So, yes, but there's certain things, like I said, the byproducts that can go nationally. And if we're able to support each other in the areas that, such as here and up there in Detroit, where Brother Quinn is, most of there's a lot of months out there that we ain't able to grow a bunch of stuff. So, but they still need to eat. So if we can still get stuff moved up that way from the states and stuff that have the food and everything, produce and stuff, that will be beneficial. So.
Well, I do have one thing to say, only one thing, and that is, like Brother Lamar, I'm going out looking at these people who have land and don't know what to do with it. And you don't have to own it; you just got to control it. And that way, we can get more of this fruits and vegetables and herb out to the market. So that's my project right now. That's what I'll be doing.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, with what we're doing, you know, the project that I'm working with right now, I have a grant with with STAR that I was telling you guys about earlier in the year that I gotten. And basically what it is, we're working with 3 different cities right now. And we are training adults and youth how to grow gardens and everything else. So our hope is to be able to train them in knowing how to grow a garden, and then we get them to the point to where they can perfect just a few individual products. That way that they can hone in their skills on being masters of growing whatever it is that they grow best. And you know, it's easy to throw a bunch of stuff out there, but you know, you need individuals who can master certain things that they're growing. So that's what we're doing right now. It's going pretty good. We got a lot of good response, and just got our money allocated the other day. So that took a heck of a burden off of me trying to get everything done. And I'm sitting there like, there's so much to do and ain't enough to do with. But the good thing is that we got it, and things were well thought out and planned. So now it's just plug stuff in and roll with it. We already had people ready, and they got their money, and we rolling. So.
John, can I ask a question? Do you guys do that at a centralized location there at your farm? And if so, are people able to are we able to come to you and send people from different areas in the country to your location to get trained in certain fields?
Well, yes and no. Okay. Right now, we have 3 different methods that we got going, because we know that everywhere you're not able to grow the same way. Where I'm at, we grow the traditional way, in the dirt, tilling up the ground, going at it. I'm out in the country. That's what the ground is there for. It's good soil and everything else.
Yes,
so here, that's what we do. In Evansville, where we got one going, they're using the hoop house and raised beds that we're working with down there. And in Indianapolis, they're using a bucket system. So we're putting in the irrigation and everything now, getting all that together. I already got the plants and stuff already ready. That's part of my main problem is everything is full of plants. And so it's like, okay, we got to hurry up and get these out so we can get those in the ground and get to going. So the reason for the different things is that we're teaching different methods. The one in Evansville, we also will have a aquaponic system that we'll be working with to teach them. The hope is in what I was proposing earlier was to be able to set up with not just here, but in other locations where I know that there's individuals who grow and who teach on growing, to set up a thing with them to increase. Our thing is that our people have been out of growing for so long that we got to retrain them and reteach them. So, you know, it's easy for 1 or 2 people to get locked in with some of these big companies and everything that's doing stuff. But in the end, we're going to end up in the same situation that we're in right now, where somebody else is controlling our food. And yeah, we have 1 or 2 people who are out there growing food, but all their stuff is already spoken for. So we need to speak for our own. We need to control our own. We need to grow our own.
The reason why I asked, John, is because it's dawning on me that, you know, you have your brother Quinn, who is actually, he's a master grower, but in the line of hemp and CBD.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been approached by, you know, this whole veteran farming initiative is great. I would say that, you know, I don't necessarily have a keen interest unless it can benefit my people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there is this huge, so I will just say, on the veteran farming side, they have done exactly what you have done, but they've created this whole network of other farmers, doesn't matter what they do, um, to agree to have some element of a teaching program, right? And then and then that farmer comes up on has a contractual agreement with the main parent organization,
Mm-hmm.
and they agree to teach, let's say, 3 months out of the year, how to master grow hemp, right? How to master grow tomatoes, how to, all of that, right? Because it sounds like you have 3 different farms, 3 different locations. You're teaching 3 different techniques.
Right.
Now imagine if you could get the rest of your Black farmers to agree to have some element of a teaching program on their farm and a contractual agreement with you in order to provide that during certain time frames of the year. Now, when you flip and write that grant next year, guess what you now have? You've gone from a very localized, regional, you know, local first program to a national program. And so that is what, and I say that because I just learned about all of these different things, and there's this huge database of all these farmers who've agreed to, on the veteran side, let you come to their farm and see how they do it. But they're all up under one larger parent organization, and that organization is the one who writes the grant to USDA and gets the, you know, let's say if they have 200 million to award, they award 197 million to that one organization because they have a more national reach, because they've created alliances. So I asked that to want to share how that model has worked for them, and perhaps as you think about growing yours, that's what you think about doing. Is any other, no kidding, farms who have an opportunity to have something educational on their site, since you have already created the curriculum, right? You've already created a model that works in 3 different types of techniques. Now you just make sure that you guarantee that those farms adopt something like that and they come under partnership with you. Then next year when you write your grant, you're at scale. So maybe you're across 10 states because you've gotten 10 different farmers in 10 different areas to agree to what you guys have instituted. And then what that will allow you to do, I believe, is take that next step like you're already doing. Hey, we're thinking about distribution. Now it's not even about a distribution network, because by doing that, you've created that distribution network in a way, right? You know what everyone can do, what potentially everyone can produce, or what they already are producing. They're a part of your educational arm, and voila. You know, it's just a thought that just came to me when you talked about the 3 different techniques, 3 different farms. That's beautiful.
Oh,
And
so you didn't
so
take that away from me. That's too logical. That sounds too good. It's too logical. I love it. Thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. And what they do is, and what I've noticed, at least our counterparts, right, especially on the veteran side, since they have this huge veteran push, is they don't. They're agnostic of what organization does it, right? So if in any way you need to use leverage, create a partnership so that we can leverage my veteran status in order to get some of these things, I'm happy to do it, right? I just want to start moving like they do, because you have a teaching program that's teaching our brothers and sisters how to farm, and we could do it not just at a local regional level, it could be national. If you could then get your other like-minded farmers to agree to adopt your program and come into partnership with you, boom, that's how you grow it.
Well, I definitely appreciate that. And yes, you are hitting 100% on. I think I shared that in our last meeting. I had gone to Agribility Conference, and that was one of the things that they were pushing, was about the veterans and women coming into farming. And so I think that they've completely written us off, that we're at the extinction rate as far as they're concerned. But I think the same as when our people came out of being oppressed and enslaved, that we took off and grew. I think we can do that again in the same way. As I was sharing with them also, there's an organization that I'm starting to work with called Cobra. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but it's the letter N, Cobra. Their website, if I can get Jetty to write that in, is Cobra, N-C-O-R-B-R-A. No, C-O-B-R-A. I got to learn how to spell Cobra. Cobra, C-O-B-R-A.
Don't you worry about it. I'll put it in the chat. I'll put the link in.
Yeah. Online.org. And these are the ones that if you, which I'm sure a lot of us have heard of, Dr. Claude Anderson. Most of us should know. I can't even think of his name. The guy that was the legal counsel for O.J. Simpson. What was his name?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
That passed away.
Darden.
The brother.
Oh, Shapiro.
No,
Darden was the brother. Darden.
You're talking about Cochran, Johnny Cochran.
Johnny Cochran. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. That was the prosecutor. Sorry. The other team. Yeah,
the one that was for, not against him. But yeah, they've been doing this for 30 years, I found out. And so I've been working with them, and they are pushing to get stuff together. And anyhow, to make a long story short, they are setting me up with different channels that will be able to do exactly what you're saying. I've shared with them some of the things that we've been talking about here, trying to explain what we're trying to do and how we're trying to do it. And so the opportunity is there.
Absolutely.
Hopefully things will go. And if not, hey, worst case scenario, we're right back where we are today. So
worst case scenario, we will institute the Master Tamika plan. I
like that, Master Tamika. I'm gonna put that down.
I tell you, gentlemen, what when I had the conversation with the veteran farmer organization, and now understand now, most of those veteran farmers are also African American or minority in descent as well.
Right.
So we might have something here. And when I noticed, I'm a big steward of, okay, how y'all doing it? So I look at their models and, okay, well, if you're going to give me a veteran grant, a woman's grant to do, I don't know, grow my own herd, then I'm just going to plug into an educational platform, I don't know, a John Jamerson educational platform where I can go to one of his agreed upon partner farms and learn how to grow my hemp. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if you got with the brother, like let's say a Sunjoin or someone like that, which, that brother Lamar, he's getting a bunch of farmers together to grow hemp. Some of them might be fiber, some might be whatever, have them adopt the teaching element. I don't give two joints, y'all. I will sit down and write the grant to make sure we get what we get. You understand me? But I am done going outside of my community to get what I need. I'm thinking on such a micro macro level that I want our own processors. I want our own everything. I want in between my people. I'm just done going outside of my community.
I agree. And my thing is, I'll take all the free money that they want to give me.
Come on.
We can put veteran down, but I don't have to say which veterans I'm looking at.
So come on.
Yeah. So that was part of the issues that that I had to deal with one of the groups that I was working with in Indianapolis. And they're like, well, how is it that you're getting stuff and we're not getting it? And I said, you got to use the proper words. I use food desert. I use underserved. I use this, that, and the other. And yours is black to black, 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 black. they don't want to hear that. So since I know they don't want to hear it, I just give them the words that they want to hear. And they're like, oh, well, this sounds wonderful. He's doing such an excellent job and everything else.
Look at you.
One brother there, he learned from watching the Mac.
That's right.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, happy to help, gentlemen. I'm looking at, I have a friend of mine we formed an entity, and we're looking at a location in Georgia to do some of the fiber that I'm looking to do. And so we're creating this relationship between that entity and my entity that I'm guaranteeing a certain amount of buys. We're looking at property, we're open to making it educational. I'm just looking at how can we do this at scale with a bunch of other people so that, we finally get what we're supposed to have, which is our own ecosystem. They got it a long time ago, but we can work to get it back.
Right. And the thing is, I really don't think that it would take long. What I'm noticing, is like in Indianapolis, if I told you the money that they are throwing at us, that we are like, okay, right now we got to regroup because we're to the point of incompetence, and we've been lying for a while, trying to say, yeah, we can do that. We can do that. We're going up there. All right, can you help us out? Can you do this? Can you do that? And they're calling us back time and time again, saying, hey, we got this much more for you. So, I got people in Evansville, people here in Princeton that we're working with. And my thing is, everything I got is almost guaranteed up there for Indianapolis. I'll make sure that I take care of down here. But my thing is that this can go so quickly, and so that's what our thing is that we're trying to get 20 or 30 people in a growing program in each place. And next year, our thing is now we got 20 or 30 other places in each area that will be farming and will be teaching how to farm. And so when you begin to use that compounded interest on that level, it don't take long to get to the area that you need. So my thing is easily within 3 to 5 years, we can double, if not triple, what we have nationally now.
Come on.
So that's my hope. I want to go raise our levels from 1.5% all the way up to 15-20% in the next 5 years.
Wow.
So that's the goal. And so we can do it.
Yes, we can.
We can do it, and the thing is, it's simple. It's really simple. When the people understand how it works and how it benefits, then it's simple. It's just like with this group here. We've all been plugging at it. We got others that are in and out from time to time, but the main thing is that we're not taxing each other to get it done. We have that like-minded, we're sharing information, bringing information. And so when we begin to expand out and do the same thing, it blows people's mind. It's just like the brothers up there in Indianapolis. I wrote out the contract with them and everything. And they've been sitting there trying to figure out, okay, we got a lot to do, trying to figure out how I'm gonna get it done and everything else so that I can get paid. It's like, let's go out and get the stuff you need right now. Let me go on and take care of you on these ends. And because I know that they're good for it. I've been working with them for years, so that's no problem. And so when they see it being done like that, nobody sweating them. They just trusting them. Now I got to get rid of them because they're like, okay, hey, I'm trying to do it. Yesterday I was stuck in Indianapolis from 7 in the morning till about 7 last night, and I had to drive 2.5 hours back home. So I was like, man. But they were putting in work, and they were going to getting their crew together and everything else, and they were doing everything they needed. So that's the best thing ever. So should be a gentleman and his wife coming on. They said they were going to try to be on by 7 o'clock. So I'm trying to see. TJ, you got anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So let me go in here. I'm gonna go check my phone and see if make sure that these guys got the link, because we said that they would be on no later than 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So let me go and see. I'll be right back.
Somebody say something. Tamika, where are you working now? Where are you over? Are you here?
Oh man, I'm in California now. I'm on my way to North Carolina Sunday. I got a meeting with a potential partner about a cotton gin, so
Nice.
gotta make that happen.
What part of Cali? Are you up north or you in the southern area?
Oh, great question. I'm on the Central Coast.
Santa Barbara, Ventura?
Santa Barbara, Ventura, yes, sir. Like about 9 miles outside of Vandenberg Air Force Base.
Lompoc.
Lompoc, yeah, look at you.
No, I lived there for 10 years.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Very small world then, my brother. Great.
Yeah, I know the area. I got all kinds of people out there. Yeah.
All right now.
So as far as networking goes, ask and you shall receive. That's anybody on there.
That's
Got
awesome.
Mhm.
Got it. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out there for about 4 days and see if I can't revitalize the last Black-owned cotton gin, and that should be an interesting discussion. And we've got some initial committals from the Bennett brothers to order at least 1,000 of our T-shirts. And in the middle of this month, I'm on my way to Seattle to pitch to some NFL investors. So hopefully, gentlemen, we can get a few more silent private investors and we can rock this thing out. I added the hemp thing and I'm really excited about that, but only if I can vertically control that. So that's why I'm looking at what will it take to get my own processing? What will it take to get my own hemp farm? Because I mean, y'all already know how I feel about it, so I ain't got to say it. But
We want you to have it. You're going to have it if you want it, and we're with you. Just let us know what we can do to help.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me ask you something. I'm gonna show you what I got. This is I don't know if you can see it, but this is a bag that we have that we is our grocery bag that we do our CSAs with. We fill them up with produce and everything. Are
Yes,
you
sir.
able to produce something like that?
Do you want it out of? So yes, I would have to have a pattern created with one of my. I would just have to get with my seamstress and we create a pattern, and yeah, we can make that out of canvas initially, and then once we get our hemp and herb breaking down and blend it with cotton, we'd have to do it a certain way to make sure we get the correct blend so we can do a canvas bag versus a t-shirt. But yeah, initially we would do it out of canvas. We'd just order our material the same way we would do our cotton. When we couldn't control for on the cotton because you want it heavier.
Right.
So they have a little different type of blend on material. But yeah, that's a simple pattern and we can have that made. I hadn't thought about specialty products like that, but what has kind of dawned on me is that a lot of co-ops, grocery stores, they're going away from plastics because it's a whole environmental thing. And that is probably a really good market to get into is the canvas bags or the burlap bags that you just showed me.
Right. And that's one of the things that I push for what we're doing. So if we're able to take that nationally, we would love to, put you in as the go-to person to get their stuff done.
Absolutely. That's what I want. That's, I'm going to say this, gentlemen. Really, that is my goal. Obviously, I started with a very niche product because I have to start.
Right.
But, we need our own production facilities. And if we don't have that, then there's still something we have to come outside of our community for. So this is just my way of disrupting all of that. Once you have the production facility and you go, no kidding, state of the art, you can produce anything, right? The machinery is such that I can almost not have a seamstress. They're literally going into textile production on demand with AI. So they're eliminating the need for seamstress. Mm-hmm. So it's real important we get in now, because if we don't,
right. We don't even have that opportunity. But yeah, yes, that's my thing. My thing is and that's what I've been trying to share with you all along. That this is what we were wanting to do. That's why I don't know if you can see I got my shirt on and everything. Mm-hmm. And that's why I was saying, I'm in need of shirts, hats. Where we're at in Lyle Station, I don't know if I got Lyle Station hat, but that by it being a historically Black location, we're starting to get a lot of people who are coming in and doing a lot of that want a lot of souvenirs and stuff. So that's starting to pick up and sell. So my thing is that, and we all need it, and we remember back in the day when, everything was always about the hottest and latest T-shirt on the block. It can go back to those days again, and we can utilize this and benefit from it. T-shirts are still a big industry. Mm-hmm. That's what people want and they want to sell. So, we get our basketball players, we get our football players, we get the rock stars, we get everybody to rocking our own products and stuff. And that's how it grows. I said, we own it. We own it. All we got to do is wear it. So it's on.
Okay. So what I then need to really, what I feel like I need to get to you all is like some pre-order commitment and pre-order forms, so that I can have my goal. The goal is when you're sitting down talking to private investors, is they want to know what your traction is, right? And so it's really important. As I talk to the young lady from Roots and Vine, she's ready and committed to ordering our shirts and products, whatever we're able to produce. It sounds like you are. There's a bunch of there's several.
What's a good number for you on the bags?
Oh, a good number so the bags, I'm gonna have to go to my seamstress and ask them to create a pattern and then to price the material, right? Mm-hmm. So let me get back with you on that, because that's not even in my that wasn't even in my sphere, but I've been thinking.
I'm just talking about order number. I ain't talking about price. It ain't my money.
So
I mean,
I'd say you want to have stuff. Let's say 10,000.
Okay, we'll put that into play.
Okay, and now initially, it won't be the canvas that I streamline source. Obviously, I'm gonna have to source the canvas where it's not made out of my production facility until we're open. But I can still support the print on demand side of what you need. But yeah, man, 10,000 is a good number, because what's gonna end up happening is the material, where you guys want it, the shipping and all of that stuff, and then we'll have to price it all out. But imagine if we got, I just think of it on a very, very low level, right? At the base of it all, family, if our shops, stores, and homes weren't outfitted with others' products, where would they be? Where would their legacy be?
Right.
So yeah, that's real important for us to do that. The town of Nicodemus too, they're committed. They're a great farming community as well. They're trying to revive that community. They have a great STEM program. They're looking at ordering product. and they have a
Excuse me,
historical.
where is this Nicodemus? I don't know this place.
Nicodemus is in Kansas.
Thank you. I'll look it up.
Yes, please. And it's a great town. They have the Kansas Black Farmers Association. I actually support them and just work with them a lot because I was really interested to know if they did anything outside of wheat and soy, but they don't. There are a few there who are interested in hemp, but that's hit or miss because they're elder, they're older farmers and they're really just trying to figure out what to do. Some of them are really trying to figure out what to do with their land. So the Kansas Black Farmers Association, as you guys kind of do an inventory of what other farmers are out there, you might find that there's some farmers out there with land who are a bit older and some don't want to till their land anymore, right? So they might be open to leasing and can't be risky, right? And it it has to be something where it's turnkey, but they'd definitely be interested.
Can you put that in the chat, Jetty? That what you say you're gonna look up so I can look it up as well, please? Thank you.
Yeah, put that in there because I've been running my mouth and trying to. They tried to call me, so I'm trying to. I sent them the link. I don't know why they called me, sending me a message talking about we were trying to call you. So hopefully they'll soon get on. I told them we're still waiting on them. So, but yeah, that's this is the process of it. It's like having a baby. It starts with a thought and then a little bit of action, and then things take time to develop. And then you get to the hard part, and you got to really push to make things really pop off. And from that point on, it's here and it begins to grow. So, but this is the concept of it all, is to connect with one another. And like I said, everybody operate in their area of expertise. As they say, stay in your lane. I'm not going to try to take over the T-shirt business. And I don't expect Tamika to come in and take over Quinn or Jetty's business, because it's like, oh, they doing this. And the thing is not to stop you, but our thing is that we're not in competition with each other. We're here to support one another. The only competition is to make each other better. Let's compete to make each other better, but not to kick each other down and to knock each other out the box.
Absolutely. So. And if I can share with you all too, I was really thrown aback. I've been connected with a lot of people who were very interested in having an option outside of their current supplier in places like Zambia, Uganda, Kenya, you name it, right? And you would be surprised. Our brothers and sisters are really needing some support that we have here. And once we get to scale, if we could export, we could apply for an ITL, SBA loan and murder the game on exporting. Our same products, once we get to scale internally, nationally, and get it distributing, we can export some stuff. We would definitely be on par with something. But I'll stop there, and I know there's someone who just joined.
All right. So, I hope I say it right, Mr. Chanowk. Chanowk.
Yeah.
All right. How are you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Well, welcome to Legacy Farming and Health Group. We've been discussing a few things today about what we're trying to do and the opportunity that we got to work with other farmers and stuff and be able to create a national network. But anyhow, give you an opportunity to introduce yourself and tell us what you're doing and what you got going on. And matter of fact, I'm not even going to put you on the spot first. because I know you've been trying to get on. My phone was dying out, and I put it on the charger, and I told them, I said, man, we're supposed to have somebody come in, but I haven't heard from him. And that's when I went in there and looked at my phone, and you were you had sent a message, said that you had tried to call. So anyhow, I'm John. I'm with Legacy Taste of the Garden, farmer down here in southern Indiana, in a place called Lyles Station, Lyles Station, Indiana. It's the last remaining African-American settlement featured in the Smithsonian Institution, with my father-in-law being the last African-American farmer farming family-owned land that they owned pre-Civil War. We got Jetty, a.k.a. Son of Godzilla. Jetty, tell them who you are.
Greetings, brother. Yeah, I'm on your website. You up in Sacramento, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm on your website. So I really want to get up to your one of your workshops one of these days. You work up there. I also down here on the Colorado River, California-Arizona border. I'm in Blight.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so I'm a ways away, but hey, I'm gonna see you one day, brother. Thank you for the good work. I'm down there doing a little farming. Gonna get my land dished up tomorrow, and got some plants already ready to go in. One of your brothers, our brothers, came out here about a couple weeks ago. Brother Rollins, Parker Lewis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we're good.
Yes,
I'm just a regular brother trying to make it, man. I'm listening for the wisdom you got to impart. So I'm quiet now.
Yes, sir.
All right, Brother Quinn.
All right, greetings, peace. I'm Quinn, one member of a group, Master Grow Gang, and we focus on growing cannabis. So I'm a cannabis grower. I'm located in Detroit, Michigan, and just learning, man, listening to all my elders and all the great thinkers. So thank you for having me, and welcome. Thank you.
Tamika?
Oh, hello. My name is Tamika Peoples. I'm located here in the Central Coast of California, but I'm originally from Sacramento. So greetings from Sacramento. I am a end product producer. So we manufacture and produce t-shirts, polos, and hoodies. And we are instituting a hemp line. And we also have an organic and traditional cotton line. We source our cotton from African-American farmers. So happy to be here. Really, really proud to be a part of this group. And thank you for joining us today.
All right, no problem.
And my twin brother, TJ. If I can get him to say something, he might be busy. We got Parker Lewis on. T, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. So hello, and I'm in from Jacksonville, Florida. Looking forward to what you got to offer.
All right. And Parker Lewis, give you an opportunity to throw your shout out, and then we'll hear what Brother chanowk has to say. It looks like Parker Lewis is on pause for a moment. He might be in a bad location. So, anyhow, Brother chanowk, go ahead and give us a rundown on who you are, what you're about, what you got going on out there.
Right now, I'm right in between having an allergy attack because I'm in the midst of mowing some grass and it's pollen season. But just a little bit about myself. So I'm in like you said, Sacramento, California, and I live on a half-acre parcel in which over a period of time. So just give a background on how I got involved in this whole idea of farming, soy food, whatever. 2007, of course, we know about the crash that happened, but prior to that, my family grew up. In fact, I've got in the last, I could probably say 2 months, I probably had maybe 3 or 4 people in my family pass away, elders from different types of health related diseases, anything from stomach cancer to pancreatic cancer. My parents have had cancer twice. Especially when I was growing up, my mom had breast cancer in the 80s, and my dad had to have his kidney removed in about 2000. And so during that time, I decided I was going to start to think about my health, switch to a plant-based diet. Doing so, trying to go to Whole Foods and other natural food stores, eating organic every meal is very expensive. I'm a computer engineer by trade, so I did programming, things of that nature. So even with that type of income, I was still unable to do the food that I wanted for the family. So when the crash happened in 2000, I decided I was going to start growing some food in the backyard. So I went in the backyard, dug up a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, we got some background noise here.
I got you.
Uh,
Go ahead.
Dug up a whole bunch of stuff in the backyard, threw it in the ground, and then 2 weeks it was all dead. So I realized that growing food is not as easy as you may think, because we walk around in nature all day and we see trees and plants and all those different types of things growing. But when it comes to actually doing it yourself, you know, you don't start a garden in Sacramento in July, but that's what I tried to do. So that's how disconnected from nature and food production I was. So I took a couple of classes, started to learn about soil, no-till. I've done permaculture. I'm going to be doing some more of that type of training up in Sebastopol, which is a couple hours up towards Sonoma, a couple hours probably northwest from here. And so, you know, we turned our little area here into a nice little homestead. We started growing food. At some point, we were probably about 2009, 2010. We were probably getting about 45% of our food that we were eating out of our backyard. In addition to that, dealing with the family aspect, working outside with the family. We're now harvesting food, cooking it together, eating outside, spending most of our time outside during the summer months and winter, spring and summer, and even fall, when of course before we were inside. So in addition to the food production, we realized it was also about building community. So we think about it as growing food, growing people, and then growing community. And so we decided that we wanted to take that idea and that model to the greater community in Sacramento, because we live in a place where it's classified as a food desert, which I use the term. I don't know if you're familiar with Dara Cooper from the National Black Food Justice Alliance, but she coined the term food apartheid. And so we kind of think about it like that. It's an area that was heavily redlined, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We know how it happens in our community. And so we've been, since 2011, I left my job in 2011, corporate job. And so my wife and I, we do this for.
You still there?
And then, can you still hear that? Sorry
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, I got a call coming in, so I had to decline it. So anyways, we decided to start taking this idea into the larger community. And so now that's when the Yisrael Family Urban Farm was started. And so now what we do is teach people how to grow their own food, teach them how to cook healthy meals with the food, and then we focus on youth leadership. Matter of fact, we're going to start in June. So from June to August, we spend about 100 hours with youth, anything from planting the seeds to harvesting. Then they learn how to cook meals with the food. In addition to that, they do composting, so they get to see the whole entire food cycle. And we take field trips to bigger farms, etc. One of the main reasons why I wanted to start on such a small little area is that I do have plans to get maybe 10, 20, 30 acres or something like that in the future, but I didn't want to just go out there and not have any experience. So over these last 10 years, working on this small piece of land, I think I've become a lot closer to nature. And of course, the added benefits for a person just being close to nature, being able to do land stewardship. Of course, we know all of our ancestors have a very sacred connection with land. So restoring that, and then at some point being able to bridge the whole rural urban divide as it relates to food, so that I can have people coming from the city learning how to be able to survive in the rural area, and then also from the rural back into the community, being able to bring food to as well. So those are just some of the things that we're into. Of course, you can go and take a look at our website. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and all those types of things. And I'm glad to be here.
Well, that's great. I would go into telling you everything that we talked about in our meeting today, but you just spelled it all out. So really no sense in rehashing again what had been said. But yeah, we're more than happy to have you here. That's basically what we're here to do. We're here we're different farmers. I think we're up to 45 different ones from all across the nation. growing different things. Matter of fact, we have doctors, holistic doctors that are part of our group. Ed Williams, who is a nutritionalist, and part of the program that I have, we send 2 or 3 people each month to go through his program. He has a 28-day program where he teaches you about nutrition, how to eat properly, and everything else. So we utilize his program. So we would love to welcome you into the group, and we hope that you come back. We meet every other week at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I might need to check with folks and see if that's still a good time, because the thing is the days are getting longer, and it's kind of I'm cutting out a lot of my daylight, which today wasn't a bad day because it did nothing but storm all day, so everything's wet out there and everything, so there's really not much I can do out there right now anyway. Yeah.
I do have a question.
Go for it.
I heard you said you got about 45 people. I guess, is there like any type of like website or any type of, do you guys have anything written out about as far as goals and all those different types of things? Or are you guys involved with any other types of groups? Because there are a few, and just wanted to know if that was, and if so, which was.
Okay. Well, we'll tell you how most of us got started. Most of us started with Boyce Watkins, Master.
Oh, okay.
Forgot what, Mastermind, something, whatever. What was it called?
Yeah, Freedom Family.
Yeah, Freedom Family Mastermind. And so everybody was in there more or less saying what they were doing and everything else. I told them I was into farming. We kind of got together, started trying to figure out, we've been together for about 2 years now.
Oh, okay.
And so we were just trying to figure out what was going on. We were, we're having issues with in farming, trying to deal with different entities such as the USDA, things of that nature. So we got a brother, John Glover. Matter of fact, he's been reaching out to me for the past 2 weeks, talking about he hadn't forgot us, and that he's putting stuff together for him to come on here and be able to explain to us the new farm bill, so that we can be well abreast of what's going on. So he's one of the head guys in the USDA. We deal with, our main goal, I would say, is connecting with one another, helping one another with sharing the knowledge that we have, and trying to figure out how we can grow together as a people and as farmers across the nation. So that would kind of sum up our major goal. We went through a few steps last year about this time, about what our goals were and everything. Jetty would probably know it off the top of his head better than me. I'm putting him on the spot, but
I didn't hear you, brother. I apologize. I'm listening, but I'm you know what?
But no, I was telling him that you knew what all of our goals were better than I did.
Freedom, liberation. That's it.
But no, we have a good time on here. We enjoy ourselves. We're very informal, but we're still committed to what we're trying to do. And we've been talking about. We're supposed to have someone on tonight who was going to go over the the Mondragon concept and practices, to break it down so we can have a better understanding of how to work together and put things together to be successful. And then as I share with them today, an opportunity was presented to me just this past week to be able to start things across the nation with and so we're trying to set it up to where we got farmers growing whatever it is that they grow, and be able to contract out with them anywhere from 25 to 50 grand a year with what they're growing. As Tamika said, to add in the training pieces and things like that over a 2 or 3 year period. And so that's where we're at right now. So the thing is we were asking everybody to think about what it is that they can bring to the table, any value-added products and things of that nature that they might be able to bring, and to what other groups and organizations that they can connect with. They haven't given me any limit, so that's my thing. I go unlimited. If they give me 50,000, if they give me 50 million, I'm gonna try to spread it all out the best that we can among everybody in our group. So I don't know how deep the rabbit hole will go, but as we've said, all the free money that they want to give to us, we'll take. So, and we'll spread it among our people. Our thing is that we are looking at connecting with one another and keeping the money within our people and our communities. So it's about, as you said, community building. It's about building people, and it's about building growers and infrastructure. So that's where we're at. I think Parker Lewis might be able to talk now. I had him on mute. Let me unmute him. There you
Appreciate it. Sorry about that. Shalom and peace to everyone. I'm actually at the store now. My mother needs some wine, so I'm trying to find something for her. But I've enjoyed the conversation so far. I always love being able to see, connections being made outside of my influence and my know-how. That are already connections from me. So it's good to see my elder, and where I've gotten a lot of my knowledge, Brother chanowk, on here tonight. So that's very encouraging to my mission and what he knows, I've been to do, for so long, and it's just like things, kind of come full circle in everyone's own right sometimes. So just listening in and appreciating how this group has continued since, Freedom Family Mastermind till today, where, it's more of its own thing, standing on being a legacy developer and, a champion for legacy in the times that we're in. I'm definitely excited to be a part, and definitely excited for where I'll be able to see myself presenting, my talents, my skills, the knowledge that I've gained from a number of you, to the others of you, real time, bringing the knowledge from one place to another and continue this mission. So that's all I got to say for tonight. My son had a good concert, by the way, and yeah, I'm excited.
Well, that's good. I heard all that singing back there, so I said he must think he's Michael Jackson or something out there on stage, boot scooting across. We done lost you.
He definitely enjoyed.
Oh, okay.
He definitely enjoyed him. Yes, and much like, he gets it honestly. I'll just say that he gets it honestly.
You seem like you are a performer yourself. I can imagine you boot scooting across doing your little Michael Jackson moves back in the day too. So
maybe just wanted to. But I'm looking forward to re-engaging with the group. I know, even though I come on, generally I'm almost consistently late, and I definitely want to mitigate that, and especially in the season of farming.
Right.
I want to be more accessible to others, and avail my calendar as well, so I can actually do the sustainable sojourning aspect that I'm always talking about with others, and make it back to some of the places that I've been. So anyone looking for some hands on deck, reach out to me. I'm here.
All right, definitely will. So chanowk, we do have a web page. and you know, at your permission, we'll go ahead and invite you to that page, and it's on Facebook page that we're on, and we're in the process of putting together a website and everything else where we'll all be connected, and we're looking at featuring each farm and company that's represented, and showing the solidarity that way.
Can I ask you, Brother chanowk, if he would please give us some kind of maybe his website? I don't know. I need to send this fiscal sponsorship thing out. I think Deb was supposed to present. I need to send it out to everybody via email. Okay. So I have everyone's email except for his.
Okay, yeah, I'll put that in the chat window in just a second.
Thank you,
just out in the field doing a couple things. One thing I was going to say is that I was just mentioning before, if you're familiar, I don't know if you're familiar with the National Black Food Justice Alliance, but if you're not, it would be a good idea to look them up, blackfoodjustice@gmail.com. The reason why is because they're already in the process of convening national growers. They work with probably about 45 different people as well. They work with Saffron. They work with the Southern Federation of Cooperatives, and they have annual convenings every year, and they're doing this work. They're part of some organizations that have been doing this work. People that were recipients of some of the money from the Pigford settlement. So always good. Might be able to get some information because don't want to have to try to reinvent the wheel. It's out there. You can duplicate it or what have you. So just wanted to pass that along. I'm a member. The Israel Family Farm is a member of that, and been out to a few different types of annual convenings that took place in North Carolina, not Sacramento, but Oakland, Bay Area. And also there's the Black Urban Growers out of New York, carrying Washington. That's also a good resource. So just organizations that have similar ideas. So there may be some kind of alignment there. And, maybe they have the information that we're looking for. I know I personally dealt with the USDA. In fact, I put in a 20 by 36 hoop house, and they did a cost share with me. One of the first urban farms in Sacramento that has been able to take advantage of that. Because, of course, the whole idea of an urban farm was something that was pretty foreign to the USDA until a few years ago. So anyway, just wanted to share some of the experiences that I have, and just some of the organizations that I'm connected to as a way to try to make it easy for us.
Well, I definitely appreciate that. That's definitely the things that we're looking at is connect. Hold on for a second. Excuse me. Thank you. Sorry about that. Those are the main things that we're looking at, is connecting with the different groups and organizations. And as you said, no need to reinvent the wheel. So, and that's what we're trying to do. We share all the information we can about scholarships and things of that nature. I also got a 30 by, I think, 70 hoop house to the USDA. My son's getting ready to put up the second one within the next month or so. We got kids into 4-H and all types of different organizations. So that I'll just put it this way. There's a lot of benefits that they have in those things that aren't always allotted to us. So my thing is we're paying taxes. We might as well take all the free stuff that they got out there, get all the privileges that are out there. And that's what we're looking at. But anyhow, we normally try to keep everybody to about an hour, and we've gone way over the time. I see people saying thanks and everything else, so I know that they're getting ready to do their thing. So I want to be respectful to everybody's time.
I'm sorry. Let me cut in. I was saying thanks. That's Jetty. Jetty was sending content.
Oh,
But
okay.
I think he was sending it private, so it was only coming to me. That's what it was, Jetty.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. It was, and I was saying thanks.
Oh, okay.
man, thank you. Hey, I'll change that now. Thank you for telling me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see
So
Jerry.
he's sending me.
Yeah.
All you doing is seeing thanks. Like, all right, thanks. No, I wouldn't do that, man. Hey, when y'all on here, I sit we be on here all night. I'm gonna sit here and listen.
Yeah.
And participate.
And I see he's got the 1890 Scholars Program. That's something that we promote also. So yeah, anything that we can get and utilize, all the information that is not so openly known, we try to share as much as we can. And like I said, we'll have hopefully the next time that we go on, John Glover or one of his representatives on, who can come back on and give us a wealth of knowledge about what's in this new farm bill and how we can utilize it to benefit us. So, anybody got anything else to say? Getty?
Yeah, just hold on just a minute. I'm going to send this to everybody. I apologize. It's not going to look pretty, but you'll have it.
Sorry about that, too. I noticed it like the last time, and then I noticed that I was saying thanks.
Man, it ain't your job. It ain't your job to help me. I know what I'm supposed to do.
I can.
I do have one question, comment. Actually, maybe more of a suggestion. Do you guys have anyone in your network of farmers who are one, growing hemp and willing to teach how to grow hemp? And if so, is that something? If not, is that something you guys are thinking about? Because I really, there's a couple certifications that I believe I can go to. There's one in, I think, Kentucky, and I think there's another one in Delaware, or something like that. But I was really curious if you guys had something like that as well, just if it was in your thought process or network to add that.
I'm trying to think if we got any hemp growers. We got cannabis growers, plenty of them. I'm not sure about hemp. I'm right here on the Kentucky border, Indiana-Kentucky border. I'm 30 miles from Kentucky. So I'm looking at going to, I've been going to a lot of their informational conferences and things. And I've been to visit Lamar a time or two. He's down there in Lexington. He's about roughly about 2 hours away, a little more than 2 hours. So I went to see him a time or two. So he and I are trying to work together on trying to put something together for this, because we know that it's coming up. Indiana will be starting their allowing hemp to be grown privately starting next year. So there's a lot of opportunity that we're looking at doing there. Is there anything in particular that you are wanting to get as far as training to make it?
Well, not in particular, but I'll tell you this. There's a program on the veteran side of the house in the structure, I think either a grant or a loan. But as a first-time farmer, it's kind of hard to qualify for, unless you're they'll knock off the 3-year requirement if you have prior military service, which I am. Then they'll knock off another year if I'm enrolled in a training program that's the beginning farmers training program in the field that I'm interested in. So like I said, I like to own the whole cow, right? I'm super type A. And I still have my MGI bill that I want to use, and I could use it in certain programs if they're, beginning farmer programs that are already approved, and it's in the field that I'm looking to have a end product for. But if there's no Black-owned ones that exist, then I have to, like I said.
Yeah, when it comes to cannabis, I think we're really. I'm not saying that there are none. I don't know of any right off the top.
I'm an expert. I can grow the stuff. If you can grow cannabis, you can grow hemp. It's easy. And I'll be volunteering for anything you want me to do. If you want people to come out and bring, let them come. Just they got to bring their own bed and their own food.
Right, and so it has to be a part of. See where my hint, hint, wink, wink is. It has to be a part of an approved USDA training program.
We'll get
So my
that. We'll work on that.
All right.
right,
Well,
right. So
I
just
tell you what, we'll implement that in on this grant that we're putting in for in June. So you can be the first student to graduate.
let's do it. I'm telling you, we need to have an off mic conversation, gentlemen, because
Yeah.
talk about the mastermind of the takeover right now.
You know, with that, Grasshopper, you pretty good, but you know, we do have them conversations offline. So, but yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, we have quite a few of those conversations, but we have to allow you in on a few of those because trust me, we're there. We follow you very, very well. So, but anyhow, with all that being said, unless anybody else has anything else to say, like I said, we're going to be respectful of everybody's time. Go ahead.
I just like to say thank you. You know, every time I'm here, it's always a blessing. It's an honor. You know, I love y'all. I listen to John. I mean, and just everybody. You know, and Tamika, she always. I laugh so hard at how she always coins stuff like, well, you know, I want to keep it local, and she used words like micro and stuff, but it's only one way of thinking when it comes to her, and that's big. So I just crack up laughing every time she say, you know, how small she want to keep things, but that sister, there ain't nothing small about anything that come out of her mouth. You know, so thank all of you all. You know, thank you. I appreciate y'all always having me. Thank you.
All right, Brother Parker Lewis. I don't know if he's froze or not. Chanowk, you got anything else you would like to say before we depart?
I just wanted to say thank you for bringing me in, and I look forward to many more meetings and working together and fulfilling the things that we're talking about fulfilling. Another thing that I believe is very important as well is also thinking about housing and labor. We do a couple of things in Sacramento. I've started what's called a Farmers of Color Collective. So we got different types of farmers that are working together. Mostly our people, but there's a few other farmers that are just underrepresented that we're looking for a group to be a part of. And so we get together and we do things such as we usually get together and spend about 3 hours together. We talk, strategize, we share skills, and then we help each other work. Because you know, at the end of the day, the biggest cost in any of this is going to be labor. So finding ways where we can collectivize our labor and then wait for the payout is I think that and housing are going to be some of the two biggest things that are going to that we're going to face, especially with the idea, especially in California, with prices getting so high and many people becoming homeless. So you know, farms provide a great place to be able to have people to work, to live, and ultimately build community. So just thinking about some of the ancestors that came before us, the Maroon community, the Geechee community, and the Colombos down in South America, escaped slaves that went off into the rural areas and created their own communities and were able to become pretty self-sufficient with those types of things. So that's something also that I'm interested in talking about and thinking about as well.
Well, that's ultimately, you know, like we said, Tamika, she likes to talk micro and local, but we all are on that same level, not just national but international, and more than just international, global. So yeah, we're on that same page. There's some stuff in the works that if it comes out, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to spoil it. But if it definitely happens, everything that we're talking about right here and right now is in the mix. The little small change that I was talking about earlier, anywhere 25, 50,000 or whatever, that's all that's going to be is change. chump change compared to what may be coming about. I believe it is. It's that time. Our 400 years is up, and it's time for us to collect and move on. So that's how I look at it, and hopefully the Most High will have His blessing on us, and we'll be able to move forward from there. So, anybody else got anything to say? Otherwise, we'll go ahead and say shalom. Bid everybody a good day.
Thank you, everybody, for your dedication. I'm with Quinn. Whatever you said, I'm with it.
All right.
Ditto.
I'm with Quinn too. All right. Well, I appreciate it. TJ, you got anything? Any parting? All right.
I'm good, my brother. It's always a pleasure.
All right.
Peace, y'all. Peace and love.
All right.